Welcome to the Etihad Cargo Connections with 10 Furlongs magazine. I'm your host today, Rayyan Mile. Join us as we chat with Christopher Head, a fifth-generation trainer based in Chantilly, France, who manages historic stables. His collaboration with Khalifa bin Sheikh Al Kuwari has been key to his success. Discussing logistics for the Amir's festival, we will focus on post-events plans from Dubai to Saudi, and then reflect on the impact of his father's teachings. Close ties with regional owners provide unique insights into the evolving Middle East racing scene, anticipating growth in the next 5 years. So, Christopher, great to have you here. How are things going for you?
It's a pleasure, thank you. Everything's all right. Ne Me Quitte Pas is really doing fine for the preparation in the next race. He has done a very nice race in December, so we can't wait to see him in February for of course, the very nice mile race.
Excellent. So you are a fifth generation trainer, like I mentioned, with historical stables at the home of racing in France, Chantilly. Please tell us a bit more about your stables.
Well, it's the stable of my father, so as soon as I've been capable of getting it, it was for me quite an honor. And of course, I'm honored from all the trainers that give that much confidence in the training, such as Al Kuwari, who have been one of the people that have been there and of course helping us. And and I'm really happy to see the races and the result that Ne Me Quitte Pas will have on the next time.
For sure. So you mentioned your relationship with, with Al Kuwari. How did your relation, come about?
It comes from Gérard Larieux, which is probably the only man at the very first time that have been confident in our training. And I owe him a lot of the honor I've been working now. So yeah, Gérard Larieux have done a tremendous job selecting the horses and the sales, and of course giving the chance to new trainers such as me. And now, yeah, we're pretty much having a lot of fun around them.
That's great. So it's almost like a team effort, right?
Exactly. It's all about the team. It's all about the connections, and of course, it's all about the confidence that the owner and the agents have in trainers. The triangle is still there, and hopefully it will stay for a long time.
Hopefully, for sure. I can understand, Christopher, that as a trainer, you're not supposed to have maybe favorites. But which one of those horses for you is your favorite, maybe that you're the most proud of, and why?
It's really hard because we really have the feeling that the horses are like kids, so it's always hard to choose between your kids. Of course, there is horses that are doing much of a career and that really rings a bell and you will never forget, such as Sibila Spain, Blue Rosen, Big Rock, Ramatuel. I mean, all those horses have been tremendous and giving their heart into racing. And I really have a great respect in the animals that actually really give themselves, such as the humans.
For sure. So in regards to the Amir's festival, which horses do you expect to participate? For example, could you tell us a bit more about them? Like Ne Me Quitte Pas, I think in the Rayyan Mile for Khalifa bin Sheikh Al Kuwari. He was runner-up in Al Rayyan Stakes on December 21. Could you tell us a bit more?
Exactly. Yeah, he's a very interesting horse. I mean, he showed a lot of speed coming from behind and getting into the straight line this way. It's going to be Crowley that's going to ride him for the next race, and I expect him to do a tremendous race, of course. And yeah, and I just can't wait to be there. It's going to be very exciting. The Qatar
Definitely.
has been a very nice place, and they know how to welcome people to come and racing, and they have very nice races now with quite good opponents, such as the Japanese that are coming a lot more than
Oh,
before.
wow.
So yeah, it's going to be more and more exciting as the time goes by, and I hope that many French people will go and race back there.
Definitely. Could you tell us a bit more maybe about his personality, about Ne Me Quitte Pas?
He's a very interesting horse, of course, but he's quite a lot of speed and he's easy to train. It's an yeah, he got speed, he got the sustain. he got the mantle. I mean, he's overall a very interesting horse.
Very good. Any downside, any difficulties, maybe?
None that I've been seeing so far, so
Yeah.
everything's all right.
Great. Let's talk about the logistic for these, Qatar-born horses. Um, are they already in Qatar? Because I think you do have some there, right? Or will they travel from France?
No, they travel from France
All
around
of
the
them from
8th.
France.
Yeah, and it's been a very nice experience because it was our first experience in December, and the way the organization is done, and everything is perfect. I mean, the Demille family is doing a tremendous job with the Qatar, so I'm really happy to have the chance to go there with Gérard Larieux and Mr. Kouari. It's really something that is special. So, and pretty much we will try to do it every winter for now.
Sure. So in terms of dates, do you have any, when will they be traveling to Qatar, you know?
Around the 8th, around the 8th.
Okay, around the 8th. Okay, very good. And what are your plans for them after the Amir Sports Festival? Will they go onwards to Dubai or maybe Saudi, or will they come back to France?
Of course, it's a bit early. That depends of the result of the race. And of course, Mr. Akouari will do whatever he wants. I mean, this horse is very interesting. Could go anywhere.
Mhm.
Could go back to France as it could go in any meeting. So it's still hard to say right now. But of course, whatever happens, Akouari will do whatever he wants.
He will make the decision then to
Yeah,
decide.
exactly.
I can imagine. Very good. And let's talk a bit about your father. So how did you get into this industry first? And what was the main thing you learned from your father?
Oh, I've learned a lot of things, of course. As you learn from your father all the time. So, but he was quite special because he was not only a father, but the jockey he has, the top star jockey he was, and the top star trainer too. So, it was quite something to be able to be near him. And I've been working for him like uh, 10 years, and it was incredible. I think pretty much today my training is partly and mostly influenced by his way of training, and so I'm just very grateful of all the chance that he gave me to learn all these things, and I hope that one day he will be proud of it.
Do you think it makes it easier for you to start like in the family business in a way?
It's that depends. I mean, there is a lot of expectation, of course, but it draws a lot of confidence from the people because the name is already there. There's been quite a good reputation around the family, so it helps a lot too. So yeah, no, I think it is pretty much the same as someone who could actually start. So we're just trying to do the best with everything, and of course trying to make the horses win every year.
At the end of the day, you still need to prove yourself, I guess.
All the time, but it's not only me. I mean, it's every trainer. Every year, the numbers are taken to zero, and you have to make yourself every season. So, I think it's quite important for the competition, and it's really nice because every year is different.
Definitely. Now that you have a very close relationship with, leading regional owners, what are your thoughts on racing in the Middle East?
I think it's very interesting. It's a very attractive market because it could be like the market that could go in any market in the international. Our horses, our way of training now are really nice. I mean, we have a very nice training center in France, so it's still possible to make very good horses that could go in other countries and win very nice races. So I think Europe is quite a nice cradle to make champions on the long terms.
For sure. Any differences you could share with us between maybe France and the Middle East?
Nah, it's um, it's quite hard because I don't know enough about the Middle East,
Mhm.
and of course, I wouldn't say something that I don't have the knowledge on, but it was very interesting to get to have this experience on December. I've learned a lot from their horses, from the way of training,
Mhm.
and of course, on the way we need to prepare the horses to get into that meetings. It was very interesting.
Excellent. Very good. And now, finally, on to the last question. What do you hope to see over the next 5 years, especially there in this region?
Oh, I wish to see a lot more races and a lot more opportunities to go there because it was such a very nice welcome. I mean, everything is well organized. The Qatar is a beautiful, really beautiful country. We had such a nice time running there, and I just hope to get the opportunity to come back every year.
Excellent. I do have a personal question just for the future. How do you see the horse racing industry evolving um, in different part of the world? Let's say Australia versus France versus the UK versus maybe the Middle East. Because the younger generation seems to be maybe not as interested everywhere in the world, you
It's
know.
it's hard to say because every country is different. The profile of the horses are different. Uh, we pretty much have some profiles now, but it's still interesting to go in other countries because we need to match against the other horses, the good ones,
Sure.
to be able to compete and get the value in the rating out of it. So I just, I just can't say anything. Then you should just travel around the horses against them. We should travel more. That's for sure. In France, we are keeping probably too much on ourselves, and we should try to compete against each other.
Very true. And you think in terms of younger generation, they're still interested in the in this industry specifically?
Yeah, exactly. Of course, I think the horse industry in a pretty nice shape right now.
Yes.
Every generation will have their golden age in a certain way. So I pretty much have the feeling that I'm living my golden age right now. So hopefully,
Excellent.
a lot of people will have this chance too on the long term. So it will be okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Christopher, for the interview today. That was great.
It's a pleasure.